So sometimes you're going to be out in the field and you'll want to record something. And sometimes the interfaces or something's not going to be working in the studio. So what you might need to pull out is a recorder. This can be either plugged in to your computer like it is now and be used as an audio interface, which I'm not using as right now because the settings are not set like that, but I will show you to use it that way. Or you might be out in the field recording something. So first off, we're going to want to turn it on, and it is turned on, and we have a working SD card in it. Some of these SD cards, like this one, will not work because it is set for the camera, not an audio recorder. So you'll want to make sure you have one that is set up right and will be friendly to your recorder. So if that is all fine and dandy, what we're going to first do is we're going to go to menu and click folder. We want to pick a place we are recording to. So I'm going to click folder 2 since I have things in folder 1 I want to leave alone. And we're going to want to record there. Next, we are going to want to select the mode we are recording in. So I'm going to use this little knob right here like I did when selecting the other things and go to mode. Now sometimes you want to in 4-channel mode where you're going to be recording from this as well as 2 other things. And what's kind of cool is you can actually plug in an external microphone right here if you need to record that way. But anyway, we might want to have one person hold this and record from this while another person's recording from a handheld mic, so that way you can have multiple channels that way. Other times, you might want to have 2 microphones this way, and you might want it in stereo mode rather than 4 channels. So just pick the appropriate one. Never use meter on here. That's useless setting. So I'm going to go ahead and do stereo since I'm going to only be using one microphone that I'm plugging in. So it's going to be hard to hold this. So I'm going to select that button. But sometimes when it's put into stereo mode, it will link the channels and link the volume on each channel. We don't want to do that sometimes because sometimes one person is louder than the other and we want to set the levels appropriately. So I'm going to go to menu and I'm going to go to input and make sure that my 1 and 2 link is off, and it is. So I'm going to keep it off and select off. Okay, next, let us go ahead and start plugging in our microphone that I safely unplugged from my interface by turning the volume all the way down. Now, this one's a little bit more difficult because it doesn't have the knobs, so you should be safe as long as phantom power is off, which we are not using on any of our mics right now. So you should never have phantom power on or need it. So if it is on, please find a way to turn it off. And yeah, hopefully it won't be on in the first place. So we are plugging in our microphone and we are almost ready. So I'm going to press the record button, although it will not record, which is what we want right now. Because what we want right now is we want to make sure we set our levels. So when you press the record button, it won't record. Just keep that in mind. There's one more button you need to press. So while it is doing that, I'm going to check my levels and making sure everything is fine and dandy. It looks like it's pretty strong, but I believe this can be stronger. So, and since the zeros haven't clipped yet, I'm going to take my chances. So I'm going to press the button 1 because that is the level I'm going to change. And I'm going to press the record level button right here and keep pressing it. Hold on. It will keep saying that. And I'll keep pressing it until I'm at a satisfactory level of volume. And I can still keep going. I can keep going. Okay, this is probably as high as I can get it at this moment. But if you are afraid of clipping or other issues that might happen, because we do not want it to hit that 0. We want it to get very close and a little bit under. So if you're afraid of clipping, what you will want to do is you'll want to press 1. Actually, you'll want to press the menu button, and we're going to add a little bit of compression, which is not going to prevent clipping, but it's going to help us reduce it. It's going to be a little nice. So we're going to go to comp and limit, and looks like we already have one on our mic. So I'm going to go ahead and turn one on our input and just give it a very general compression. Now, when I go back to the settings, when I go back, it should still not clip, but it's getting pretty close because it's being nice to us this time around. Okay, now if I'm going to record I will either press the record button again, which I'm not going to press because I do not want to add another file to this thing because I'm lazy like that. I don't want to delete anything. Or the play button. And when you press that, it will start recording. And when you're done recording, you can, I think, press the stop button or the record button. But the importance is that you start recording first. And that if stopping recording can have a little bit of overlay because we can always delete audio, not restore unrecorded audio that was never recorded in the first place. So after that, you should be ready to either plug it in through USB or put in the SD card into your computer and upload it to Box, which I will show you how to do in a different video. Otherwise, you can also, this is the last setting I'm going to show you. When you are plugging into USB, you can go to the USB, which is near the bottom next to mode. Click that by clicking this thing in. Oh, it's now recording. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and press the stop button since I didn't want it to record. Yeah, I know you're low battery. So we're going to press the menu button. We're going to click USB. And we're going to go audio interface, that's what it means. We're going to click on that. And we have our options of how it's connected. And we can click connect and it'll turn restart and act as an audio interface. But we don't want that. We just want to have the storage. So we're going to switch to storage option and it will show you this, which is going to be what we want. And it's very similar with the H5. Just make sure you pull out the SD card or plug it in to your computer. And I will show you how to do that.